Former German Chancellor Schroeder says Ukraine grain deal may also pave way for ceasefire. Berlin, Istanbul. The deal between Moscow and Kyiv to unblock Ukrainian grain exports may additionally offer a manner forward to a likely ceasefire inside the 5-month conflict, mentioned former German Chancellor Gerhard Schroeder, a friend of Russian President Vladimir Putin. The first grain-carrying ship to leave Ukrainian ports in wartime competently anchored off Turkey's coast on Tuesday and is due to be inspected on Wednesday. The excellent news is that the Kremlin wants a negotiated answer, Schroeder told Stern Weekly and broadcasters RTL, NTV on Wednesday, including he had met Putin in Moscow final week. A first fulfillment is the grain deal, possibly that can be slowly extended to a ceasefire, he mentioned. Schroeder, Chancellor from 1998 to 2005, has criticized the war in Ukraine, however refused to sentence Putin. Meanwhile, Russia has accused the U.S. of being without delay worried within the battle in Ukraine and no longer simply imparting Kyiv with palms. Russia's defense ministry, headed via and best friend of Putin, stated remarks made by using Vadim Skibitsky, Ukraine's deputy head of army intelligence, to Britain's Telegraph newspaper showed that Washington turned into entangled inside the conflict. Skibitsky instructed the paper there has been cession among U.S. and Ukrainian intelligence officers before strikes and Washington had an powerful veto on supposed objectives, however that U.S. officials have been no longer supplying direct focused on information. All this undeniably proves that Washington, opposite to White House and Pentagon claims, is immediately concerned in the war in Ukraine, the Russian Defense Ministry mentioned in an announcement on Tuesday. It is the Biden administration that is at once accountable for all Kyiv-approved rocket attacks on residential areas and civilian infrastructure in populated areas of Donbass and other areas, that have led to mass deaths of civilians. There was no instant reaction from the White House or Pentagon to the ministry's assertions. The Pentagon did deny, but, Moscow's claims that Russia had destroyed 6 U.S.-made HIMARS missile systems because the begin of the Ukraine conflict. Russia regularly claims it has hit HIMARS but has but to reveal evidence. Donbass, just hell. Ukraine's General Staff on Wednesday catalogued persevered heavy Russian shelling of Kharkiv and other cities and villages in its location, as well as air and missile moves on civilian gadgets. Moscow denies deliberately targeting civilians. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky on Tuesday said that regardless of arms components from the West, his USA's forces could not yet overcome Russian benefits in heavy guns and manpower. This could be a great deal felt in combat, especially in the Donbass. It is just hell there. Words cannot describe it. Was no longer capable of a firm battlefield reviews. Germany's Schroeder said the future of Donbass was complicated. The traditional industrial heartland in Ukraine's east has seen a number of the war's heaviest fighting. A solution primarily based at the Swiss cantonal model must be determined, he mentioned, adding it ought to be seen if Putin could move again to a pre-war contact line in a ceasefire. Switzerland has 26 semi-autonomous cantons or provinces. Solutions to critical troubles along with Crimea, which Russia annexed in 2014, may be located through the years, maybe now not over 99 years, like Hong Kong, but inside the subsequent generation, he said. Russia sent tens of heaps of troops into Ukraine on February 24 in what it calls a unique military operation. Kyiv and the West have condemned it as an unprovoked war of aggression. At a UN conference on Tuesday, Igor Vishnevetsky, deputy director of the Branch for Nonproliferation and Arms Control of the Russian Foreign Ministry, refuted all allegations of unprovoked aggression.